Hi, my brothers and my sisters out there. How are you all doing? I know it's been a long time, it's been some weeks now that I've come out to say one or two things, but we thank God today I'm out again to just put one or two things out there. Like you all know, all I've been doing is just to talk about how we can make our society better, especially in Nigeria, Africa, and how we can make it better. So that's what I've always been talking about, and today we are still going to be talking about that. And we are going to be using so many countries, as an example. Yeah, I know Nigerians are everywhere in the diaspora, Nigeria everywhere, flying all about, just for green pastures. But it's just a sad story that a country blessed with so many natural resources and the people are scattered everywhere finding a good living. It's so sad, but what can we do? And there are news here and there, Nigerian being, taken to different countries for assault, for so many things. We should just keep, thanking God for our life and keep working hard to make things better, because folding our hands and just keep it quiet won't make us good, won't make the country a better place. I'm telling you. I remember Nelson Mandela once said, blessed memory to him, he once said that if Nigeria could be better, then the whole African countries is going to be a good place. But, and also some people also say like, there are so many things involved, like there are so many international bodies that doesn't want Nigeria to progress. They don't want Nigeria to be great. They don't want Nigeria to succeed. They don't want Nigeria to develop, because they believe if Nigeria is developed and other parts of African countries develop, then it's going to be a bigger problem for them. So they are trying to enhance, they are trying to they are trying to put a stop to this development. They are trying to enhance poverty. They are trying to enhance, underdevelopment in the country, which is a very bad thing. But like I always say, what can one man do? Nothing, unless we join us together and become one. And we've seen steps from some African countries, blessed memory to also former president of Libya, Gaddafi, that was killed because of the movement, you know. So in history, we've seen so many people that started the movement. Nelson Mandela started the movement also. But it didn't go far. Also, Gaddafi made the movement, but it was cut short. And now we can see Ibrahim, the president of Burkina Faso, the president of Mali, and some other subordinates are trying to, make this movement possible. And the other parts of the African countries that are being controlled by their colonial masters, they are trying to put an end to this great movement. They are trying to hinder this great movement. It's just a pity for Africa, and for Nigeria, for Africa, it's a pity, because we are seeing less of ourselves. We don't know our value. We don't know the kind of opportunity, the kind of great value God gave us. We don't know. Because if we really know this, we won't be like trying to be a slave to those that have nothing, but they are trying to tell us that they are the best, but they have nothing. They depend on us. And so we are not seeing ourselves as great, because we believe we have to listen to them. And they know that without us, they cannot live. So this is the problem, Then the problem also backdated to, religious, how they came to whitewash our brain, our forefathers' brain, brought the religion. And in the religion, there's also politics, joined together just to extract so many things from us, and all this, going on. Some of our people, come up like, come on, let's stop this, let's grow, African, let's grow, let's be better, let's be the best of ourselves. But we see some people still, because they are still slave to, the international bodies, they are still like trying to stop this from happening. They are trying to stop Africa from growing. And I keep telling people this, I will also use Turkey, where I am, as an example. You know, the president of Turkey is trying to build the country to be better, and these international bodies are also hindering him, and they have put up so many, negative thoughts to the mind of the people, and these have already entered the mind of the people, and the people are like, no, we don't want him again, one different person, because of so many perspectives or so many views they have printed in the hearts of the people. And this is not something that is easy. It is not something that can be done just like that. Some people is like, oh, we have the natural resources, we have everything, we should be great, what is happening? It comes with a lot of sacrifices. And if the leaders, or if the so-called leaders, cannot put themselves in these sacrifices, then nothing will happen. I keep telling people, even if we keep changing president, put the best president, it's not going to happen if they're not going to make this sacrifice. And this sacrifice, like, I don't care if I'm going to die. I don't care if I'm going to be seen as a bad person in international space. All I want is my country, my continent should be the best. Just like Gaddafi did, just like blessed memory to him, just like Nelson Mandela also did, blessed memory to him, and just like Mugabe, the president of Zimbabwe, ex-president of Zimbabwe, blessed memory to him, also did the same. And we've seen now Ibrahim, the president of Burkina Faso, and some other people are trying to do the same now. Imagine the big names in Africa also join hands together to do this. When I mean big names, I mean countries that the international body sees as more valuable. They have more value. If they join us together to support this movement, don't you think Africa is going to be the best continent? So it's like the people now, it's now go to the people now, because the leaders are not making move. It now comes to the people. Now the people, because we want a good society, we want a good nation, we want a country whereby everybody can be together, everybody can join us together to make things better. Now it's now people for us to start from the grassroots. Who are you? What are you to the society? What value do you have to the society? What is your impact in the society? Now it now comes to the grassroots. Because if the grassroots can succeed this movement, then those at the top will not have any choice than to progress the movement. They will be scared not to make the move, because they've seen that the people are already tired. The people already want change. They are eager to go for the change. They are eager to do anything to get to the change. So it's not just the movement of the leaders alone. Fine, if we have a good leader that can stand up and be like, okay, international bodies, I don't care about you. International communities, I don't care about you. I just want my country to be great. If we have a leader like this, it's good. But in the perspective that we have got no leader like this, then the people have to stand up. And I don't mean fighting or creating some kind of chaos in this society. No, it's by we checking ourselves, changing ourselves, then impacting those changes in the society. Then gradually, before we know it, the leaders will be very, very scared, because they will be like, if these people that are doing this, if they are not careful, they will be messed up. So they will want to impact changes as well. But in the situation whereby the leaders are fucking up and the people doesn't care, the people don't care, the people are just doing what they like, they are losing focus, they are being distracted by some things that are not even relevant, then what change are we talking about? The only thing that can bring change is the head, the leader, should make the change. And if they're not making the change, then the people should push. They have to push. And by pushing is not by fighting, like I said, or by causing, chaos. It's by them bringing good impact to the society. There are so many countries, people keep talking about China, people keep talking about, so many countries that when you check them like 20 years ago, they were nothing, but now they are like controlling the world economy. They didn't just do it, based on international bodies. Many international bodies, if you go and check, they don't like these countries. They don't like their leaders. But because the leader is, what the leader have in mind is to make the country better, and that's what the people want. So they work on together, and it keeps going better for them. Why can't we have that in our country? Why can't we have that in our continent? It's a big question. That is why we have to check ourselves. You have to check yourself, brother, sisters. You have to check yourself. You want a change, you are complaining about the leader, but you, who are you? What are you to the society? What impact are you bringing to the society? Every day you constitute nuisance in the society, in the social media, and you are blaming the government. You want the change. You are talking about the bad government, but you yourself, you are like a bad example. So definitely, if they give you the seat of the leadership, you will also mess it up. So what are we saying? What are we talking about? That is why we need to check ourselves. It's not about, okay, we brought a good leader, and good leader is trying to enforce everything to make it better. But the majority of the people are forcing this away from him. What do you think? Everything is going to be messed up. So that is why I said, before we keep talking about the leader is bad, the leader is bad, we also have to check ourselves. Who are we? Who are we? What are we doing? What impact do we bring to the society? What is our state in the society? What do people know us for? It's very important. It's not that they started a rally today to make a good impact, and some people also come in to make troubles when others are trying to make progress, to make a better things, and you as it's fun. It's funny sometimes. Imagine some people protesting, and they were asking them, why are they protesting? They don't even know why they are protesting. They don't even know. All these things are, we have to check ourselves. We have to look into ourselves. We have to, make balance in so many ways, so that when we are pursuing this better society, it's not going to be like one part is doing it and the other part is going against those that are doing it. Everyone must join us together to do it. That is why we see so many great nations today. That is why we are talking about China today. That is why we are talking about Singapore today. That is why we are talking about Malaysia today. So many countries like that. Even presently, Turkey that I'm in, they are growing well. Just that the same problem that international bodies are trying to, break the country. But the country still stands unbreakable no matter what. They wanted to use coup in 2016 to break down Turkey. It wasn't possible. Now they are using economy to break down Turkey, but they are still standing strong. So what are we now saying? So we need to, I really appreciate if we can make a better society. That is why I really appreciate what some young leaders are doing in Africa now. It's amazed me a lot. It amazed me a lot. We need to grow. We need to stop flying up and down just to find a better living, just to find, a green pasture. We need to stop flying up and down. People see us as, I don't want to use the word, I don't want to use bad word, but the way people see us, it's so embarrassing. Imagine they'll be like, Africa is a green land, full of natural resources, full of great things. So why are you guys flying all about? Why can't you just stay there and it's so embarrassing. When those people that depend on us are now the one feeding us. It's so embarrassing. Imagine a country with countries with gold, diamonds, crude oil, coal, different natural resources. And they are the one going out to beg for money, beg for food, beg for shelter from countries without natural resources. Europe doesn't have any natural resources. They depend on Africa and Asia. And we are the one going there to beg for food, to beg for money, to seek for shelter. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I don't know how to say more about this, but it's so embarrassing. So we people need to wake up. This is part 1 of this. I'm coming up with the part 2 and this part 2 we have so many futures. But nevertheless, I don't want us to sleep. I want us to wake up. We shouldn't say because I'm okay on my own, then I don't care. No. Because tables turn. You don't know how it's going to hit you tomorrow. So we should join us together and make it better. Find a way to make it better. Seek for solutions. It's working. Don't say, this can never work. It's working. So please, let's join us together, and I pray that God is going to help us. But because we are praying, we pray that God is going to help us. We shouldn't relent on just prayers. We have to make move. We've seen so many countries making move. We have to make move. And when we are making this move, we should make sure we are joined together, so that when the external bodies wants to interfere, we have to shut them up. Get out. We are united. It's very important. Thank you, my brothers. Please, my sisters over there, please try to share this to everyone, so that people can understand what we are facing. It's not easy outside. The country is not easy. And why we are running about is because we are messed up in our country, which we want to be better. Everybody wants their country to be better. We want Nigeria to be better. We want Africa to be better. We don't want to travel around the world anymore. Black nation should be better, should be a better place whereby every black man lives in their country and progress. This is what we want. They've seen us as nothing, and we have to bring out something from that nothing. And I pray God help us all in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you. See you soon. Watch out for the part 2. Part 2, we are going to be bringing up so many futures. Thank you.